In this video series, I travel to the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. Join me as I explore the coast of Mexico and beyond, trying different local food, visiting Latin America's best restaurants, and seeing various Maya ruins scattered across the peninsula. This is a trip like no other. Hey there, this is Fufski coming to you from Cancun, Mexico. Yes, finally, after over a year, a new destination. So I am pretty much on the run today the entire day. I woke up early to catch the flight, then I got to Cancun, I took a bus to the downtown, and took a taxi to my Airbnb, which is here. It is by the side of Playa del Rino, which is a beach right here. Actually, I have a room with beach view upstairs. The host is pretty nice. He gave me recommendations of places to visit, places to eat, and this room is pretty cozy and nice, except that it is very hot and humid here. I think it is 36 Celsius or something like 95 Fahrenheit. It's absolutely crazy. Good thing is I brought proper clothes. And now the time it is 8:40 Cancun time, so I believe it's like 9:40 in New York. I believe there's 1 hour difference. And I haven't eaten anything today aside from a cup of coffee in the morning and a snack bar on the plane. So I'm absolutely famished. But the thing is, most of the restaurant by the beach, the kitchen closes by 7. So there isn't a lot of options, but the host did tell me that there's one place that closes really late. It's got great food. I plan to try that out. Well, also, this is my first day. I just get settled in, so I'm warming up for the upcoming trips. Today, I'm just gonna eat whatever. First meal in Cancun. I am so hungry that I couldn't even care. Let's go. Okay, so now I'm at this restaurant called Ferry. It is a recently opened restaurant, and that is the only restaurant that still has its kitchen open so I can order food. All the restaurants along the beach are closed, so this is the only one. I don't really have a choice, but also the host told me this is a pretty decent restaurant, so I'm trying it tonight. First meal in Cancun. I'm so hungry. I think I'm already past the hungry point. I'm not that hungry anymore, but still I'm gonna eat stuff. So this restaurant features all kinds of seafood, as you expected, at Cancun by the beach. And also it's got live music going on. It has a good vibe. But the only thing is that it is quite hot here, and it has no AC. I mean, there's one AC, but it's not functional at this point. I think there's some fans going on, but still quite hot. But good thing is that now it's nighttime, so it's not as hot as 29, so like 30 Celsius. Still quite hot, but after I sit and calm down for a bit, it gets better. Okay, so first thing I have some chips here. Chip is chip, tostada chip, corn chip. Okay, so now finally I have my food. I have aguachile and some tostada here. Starting with aguachile. This is called aguachile trident. Has 3 types of like marinade liquid in it. Also, it can be very loud, as you can see. You probably can't even hear me. In this bite, we have a piece of shrimp, some onion slices, and cucumber slices, and dill. Oh, very good. I have this chip. I'm gonna do my DIY tostada chip. Next up, I have this tempura shrimp taco. Look at it, it's beautiful. And also, it is a blue masa. The shrimp taco is mind-blowing. It is so fresh, so crispy, so light, with a little bit of creaminess from the sauce. Like that piece of taco easily rival the best fish taco, shrimp taco I had in New York City. What is this magic? Okay, so moving on, we have this tostada. This is crab tostada. Just look at this beautiful piece. The chip is sort of dented and all, and you have all the crab, messy crab tostadas. Oh. Oh wow, it is fresh, no doubt. And also very umami. I think they have maybe like a slight soy sauce or something in there. And this one is not that messy because this is almost like a tartare. It's packed so close together. You really have a concentrated bite. Refreshing. Also slight sweetness from there. That is amazing. This is the first tostada that's not that messy, that's not gonna be all over my face, not dripping everywhere, even better. Maybe time to have a little bit salsa. Almost like Thousand Island type of mayo. Alright, lastly we have this grilled octopus tostada and a bit of guacamole. Some beets, same thing here. This grilled octopus is really bouncy, chewy, not in a bad way though. You have a bit of sweetness and char from caramelization, also a bit of smokiness. Wow, I don't know what I'm doing here. Easily rival the best Mexican food I had in New York City. And this is just my first meal in Cancun. The firm texture of it, the sweetness, the smokiness, the char flavor, all combined. And you have a bit of guacamole, which kind of smooth everything together. A little bit of this sauce. Barbecue sauce. That is everything, and what a meal. And the entire order is something like 375 pesos, like $25 for all that. Crazy. Just finished my dinner at the restaurant. The food is absolutely crazy. It easily rivals some of the best Mexican food I had in New York City. And this is just my first meal at a restaurant that happened to be still open in Cancun. Like, they are still 9 days ahead of me. I'm very much looking forward to the next meal chapter. All right, I have now just come back to my Airbnb. It is 11 p.m. The time is pretty late. I had a satisfying meal. There's nothing much to do tonight. I think I'm just gonna take my rest, get ready for tomorrow, where my trip officially begins. Good morning. Second day in Cancun and my first full day. I'm rested, fair enough. But one thing I gotta say about this Airbnb though, it's a bit loud. There are people playing music like 1, 2 a.m., which is fine, have earplugs and all. But starting from 5 a.m., all the birds started to chirp like some kind of concert. It was so loud and so high pitched, it completely penetrated my earplug. It doesn't do a thing. Then maybe 7 a.m. there started to have cars going by. There's like motorcycles, horns, boats, people, music. It's just so loud like that my earplug doesn't handle it. I have a kind of a quick earplug that I kind of plug into my ear and all, which is like fairly decent for my use at home, but not here. You need a fairly aggressive earplug, like those foam, that one you have to like squeeze into your ear and let it expand. That's gonna work a little better. But nevertheless, I'm rested. I'm not feeling tired or anything. I had a cup of coffee. Also, something more about my trip in Cancun. I'm not just going to Cancun, I'm going to a couple places. I'm going to Cancun, Playa de Carmen, and Tulum, and all this region is called Maya Riviera. So it's like on the west coast of Mexico. Quintana Roo state, which is a fairly new state. So I plan to stay here for like 10 days. I have planned a lot of sightseeing, a lot of those Maya ruin excursion. I like to see that kind of stuff because it's like cultural. I might also do some swimming in a cenote or like some beach time if I have time for those, because this time traveling along, I'm not staying in a all-inclusive resorts. I mean, does it look like I'm traveling with a bonita, right? Additionally, there are two things you absolutely need to bring with you. First is sunscreen. That you need to apply sunscreen often, otherwise you get sunburn. So I brought this portable ones with me. Another thing is sunglasses for the same reason, because the sun is so bright, I can barely open my eyes outside. It's that fierce. Another gadget is this. I forgot where I got it. I think I either got it from like China or US, duh. But what's cool about this is that this is kind of a sunglasses. It doesn't have any prescription, but it is so big that it can encompass your glasses. You can just like wear it straight like that. No problem. The first spot I'm gonna visit, I think, is a tiny, cute Mayan site called El Meco. It's pretty close to my Airbnb. It's like 5 minutes drive, but if I walk, it's gonna be like 20 to 30 minutes. I think that's enough of an introduction. Let's get going. Okay, so now I have just arrived at El Meco. I can't exactly see the screen because I'm wearing sunglasses, but this is the tiny Mayan ruin that I was talking about. Here we have some information. On the left, we have English. In the middle, we have Mayan. Yes, you heard that right, Mayan. And on the right, we have Spanish. Well, the Mayan is written in Latin though. Too bad that Spaniard completely destroyed their writing system. Now it is mostly deciphered, but people are not really using it now. El Meco is an ancient city that once served as a trading post and a coastal defense outpost for the larger city of Coba, given its strategic location along the Caribbean coast. It was occupied by the Maya civilization during Classic and post-Classic periods, approximately from 600 to 1200 AD. This is El Meco, the first Mayan ruin during my trip, and also the first Mayan ruin that I have ever seen. It looks pretty cute. It's not big. It's a small pyramids out there, pretty standard. This used to be a fishing village. The ruin is small, right? But as an appetizer for my upcoming bigger sightseeing, I think this is pretty good. Just like the food yesterday. The most prominent structure at El Meco is the main pyramid, known as El Castillo. It is a step pyramid and stands as the centerpiece of the site. This is the pyramid, aka Castillo. It's not very big, as you can see, compared to my size. Other smaller structures and buildings can also be found throughout the area, offering insight into the daily life and activities of the Mayan people. This is the map of the site. As you can see, not very big. There are iguanas everywhere. Slow and steady. Okay, so that pretty much wrapped up the first ruin. I gotta get out of here. So many mosquitoes getting bite all over. Now I have arrived at downtown by taking a combi, aka Colectivo. It is really hot here and I actually don't really have much appetite, but I think now it's about lunchtime. I haven't eaten anything today yet, so I plan to go to this market, Mercado 28, Market 28. Let's get there. Now I have arrived at Market 28 right there. Time to eat. Fresh wine for 30 pesos. Okay, so here we have this fresh cocoa water. As you can tell, I am thirsty. It is good. All right, now let's head to the market. Okay, so this is Market 28. All kinds of street food you can find in here. Finally, lunchtime. So I am at this Market 28. It is a local Mexican market where you can see the daily life of the locals. And there is a section dedicated to all the food. So it's kind of like an open market setting with all the small stores out here. There are a lot of food items here, but I really want to try the traditional one. It has comida yucateca, so like Yucatan food. And those are food of Maya origin. And it looks really good. I'm definitely gonna try some of those. Okay, so first thing first, always I have some chip. It's a staple everywhere, and I have the sauce that's made with habanero. I was told this is really spicy. Crispy. The sauce up. Holy, that is spicy. That is really spicy. To counter that spiciness, I have this drink, chaya con limon. So this is chaya. Chaya is a plant that's native to the Yucatan Peninsula, and this is a traditional Mayan drink. This is the leaves of chaya, because chaya is a plant, so the plant leaf made into the drink. Wow, this one almost tastes like green apple. I did not expect that. Really refreshing, but it's not as intense as the green apple. It's pretty subtle. Okay, so next one is a very interesting dish. We have this thing called salbute. This is salbute, and the filling is for cochinita pibil. So it's kind of like two dish in a dish. So salbute is coming from the Mayan language salbut. Sal is light, but is fill. So it's light and fill. And it's basically like a corn tortilla patty that's like fried to puff. And it's loaded with this cochinita pibil, which is traditional Yucatan food. It is roasted pig in a pit. Well, very interesting. Never tried this before. Oh my God. Todo bien. Muy rico, riquísimo. Me encanta. Very rich, well seasoned. And you just have the pork juice all over. A bit of onion to cut through the flavor. This is not like carne asada. This is so much more intense. It's like carne asada on steroid. The crust is slightly fried, light and puffy. This salbute is really interesting. It's not like a taco. It's not like a tostada. I can't exactly describe it. Okay. I think it's a popped up version of charupas. You know charupas? Charupas is also not taco. It's like tortilla fried in lard until crispy, golden crispy. This one is like even further, so it pops up. Let me have some salsa here. This is really spicy. Light and crispy. Oh, that texture is amazing. A little spicy, very intense flavor. We usually have this in New York City. Lastly, I have this pork chuc, basically Mayan version of carne asada, grilled pork. Basically, we have a piece of the pork loin here, tomato, some onions, rice, and beans. Well, this knife isn't exactly helpful. It doesn't even have an edge, but it's better than nothing. This one's looking very juicy. Okay, so pork chuc, Mayan carne asada. just the pork flavor itself. Not chewy, tender enough. The rice and beans, I don't have to explain. It's such a staple across Latin American, Caribbean, grilled onion. You have it with sweetness on it. This is a simple dish. Simple, but good. Good that I tried it. I changed to a serrated knife. Now it's much easier. Before that, some of the cut can be quite chewy. I just finished everything. Very satisfying. I am full. Now, time to move on. This is a proper Mexican meal. Okay, so now I have taken a bus all the way from downtown to the hotel zone, the end of it, to this archaeological site of El Rey. It's about to close. I gotta be quick. There we have El Rey. Again, more iguana. Now I'm walking across the ruin of El Rey. It is not too big, but bigger than the first one we saw, El Meco. That one's really tiny. And we still have some more to see there. I think that's one of the signature structures that we have to check out. Once a thriving Maya city during the post-classic period, inhabited roughly from 1200 to 1500 AD, El Rey was a regional center for trade and commerce and is believed to have been an important ceremonial site. The site features several well-preserved structures, including plazas, platforms, and temples. The buildings are made of limestone and display the classic Mayan architectural style, characterized by intricate carvings and reliefs. This is the tallest structure in this site. A tiny pyramid, certainly tiny compared to other big ones. While El Rey may not be as extensive as some other Maya sites, it offers visitors a chance to explore a historical site right within the bustling tourist destination of Cancun. The relatively compact size allows for a quick and immersive journey into Maya history and culture. That's pretty much everything the ruin has to offer. It's not much, but again, these serves as appetizers to the following ruins I'm going to see in the following day, so it's not bad. So that wraps up everything we're seeing today. Time to go back to the hotel. While I'm waiting for the bus, let's enjoy some view here. Absolutely stunning. Finally, I'm back at my hotel. I took a bus all the way from Hotel Zone to downtown Cancun. Then I tried to take a combi, aka Colectivo, from here, but I can't find the proper combi and I was keep giving the wrong information. Well, I'm just gonna take a taxi and something interesting happened. So when I was taking the taxi and the taxi driver was asking me if I was Chinese or Japanese, I said Chinese. Then he did this, like in front of me. I was like, what the fuck, don't do that. And I told him, es considerada una discriminación y un mal estereotipo en el oeste que los chinos tengan ojos pequeños. Then I took my glasses. I was like, mira, parece que tengo ojos pequeños. And he was like, no, parece eso, es bonito. Oh, then he talked about he didn't mean anything. He had a great Chinese friend, and the Chinese, their eyes are pretty, son bonitas, their skins are white, their hair is pretty. I was like, then, well, you know that. You were innocent before because you didn't know, but now you do. I told you, so next time, in case if you met any Chinese or Asian in general, no lo hagas. And he was like, yeah, sure, and okay, then you know, it's all good. And we talk about a bit more, and he was talking about China being so powerful, it's a superpower, the technology is so advanced, the US feels so threatened, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, you know, if a random driver in Cancun feel that way, then I guess the influence is really there. But anyways, that's just a side story. I'm now back at my hotel. I took my shower, I feel refreshed, and now it's time to head to dinner. But the thing is now it's about like 7:30 and a lot of restaurants here by the seaside just closes really early. I'm not super hungry because of the thing I ate in the afternoon, but I think I gotta go right now because if I go later, it might close down and I have nowhere to go. So, well, let's go now. So for tonight, I'm bringing you to a little fancy restaurant here. This is called Flamingo. It is about 2 miles from where I live, so I have to take a taxi or Uber. This place looks pretty good. It is pretty spacious. The air is not as hot, so there's no AC, but still natural airflow, kind of relaxing. And it's got good lightings here and music going on. So it's a good vibe. And the menu is mostly seafood focused. There is a section of ancestral cuisine, which is kind of interesting. Fish stuffed with seafood. And there's also an aguachile. And I also got a cocktail and a juice. All right, so here we have some food pretty quickly. I got a cocktail, maraguya juice, and there is aguachile, and there's also a chip, some salsa, and there's kind of like a seafood soup type of thing. I eat this with onion and cilantro. Well, first, let me try some of the cocktail. It's got cucumber, lime, some chili flakes in the ring. Oh, Oh, that is very good. Very refreshing. I'm taking a little too big of a sip from this one, but we have this maracuya juice, just juice. What can I say? Tastes just like maracuya. And now this little cup of things, I'm not quite sure what this is. I was told that I'm gonna add cilantro, onion stuff in here, which is a little strange. This is almost like a, I don't know, like a pozole, but a tiny one. Wow, it's so umami. This one is almost like a dry shrimp reduction kind of thing. Oh, that flavor is really good. Like a warm, flavor-packed shrimp head umami soup. A little bit onion. A tiny concentrated pozole. Of course, how can we miss tortilla chips, right? Always tortilla chips. There are two sauces. One is habanero, another is jalapeno. So jalapeno is not that spicy. Habanero is a really spicy one. So let me try this one. I believe this is jalapeno. A little bit. Good, spicy and peppery. Even a little bit like, I don't know if it's sweetness or something, but it's kind of like the pimientos de país from the Basque Country. Kind of like that type of flavor. And this is the very spicy habanero. Actually, it's not bad. I think there's some mayonnaise in it, so it really smooths that flavor. I actually quite like this. It's not really that spicy at all. I don't really taste the spiciness from both of them. It's just that it got that really potent flavor. I love this dish. Okay, so the next thing to try is the fried octopus aguachile in its own ink. So the color is a little black, and we have some onions and avocados, and also I got a sauce that's made with habanero. Okay, let's try this beautiful aguachile. All these octopus chunk. The octopus is definitely grilled or fried. You can taste that flavor, like the char smoky flavor. But this time it's in this aguachile. Again, we have cucumbers, onion slices. The octopus flavor is so good, so intense. Now let's get some spicy habanero here. This habanero is spicy. This is really spicy. This is much more spicy than that version. Aguachile is spicy water after all, right? So you're gonna spice it up. But this is really good. I really like the meatiness of the octopus. Second course, fish stuffed with seafood. Whoa, look at this. Wow. Start with shrimp. So this is the fish. Maybe octopus as well. Shrimp with the fish. It's so fresh. It's very tender as well. And you got that flavor, which is kind of like a tomatoey based flavor here. Tender, juicy, good flavor. Nothing much to say. They're also burning this incense called citroneta, which is to get rid of mosquitoes. But at the same time, it smells pretty pleasant, like some kind of incense. This eating feels like a ritual now. All right, so that's about everything of this meal. It's a lot of food, a lot of drinks as well. I couldn't even finish this. I think I'll probably eat the rest for tomorrow. It is not cheap. The entire meal came down to be about like $60 something with tips. No, I think it's like $70 USD. So not cheap, but again, this is the only restaurant that still opens near my vicinity. So like I either eat this or I don't eat anything. So it has to be it. And plus, this is recommended by my host. So I think the food is good. It's worth trying. Plus, I have some leftover. Tomorrow, I'll be going to Isla Mujeres. And later that night, I'll have a very important reservation. All right, then. So that wraps up the day.